Hello and welcome to At the Picnics number 5 show. And Danny, welcome to you, my lovely co-host, the Queen of the Picnics. This show is just going off every time, and it's really good. The feedback from people is absolutely fantastic.
I think it's been a pretty good bit of banter amongst all of us, and I think everybody who's come on board has had a bit of a giggle and been able to enjoy themselves, and it's been good to be able to get to know everybody a bit better as well.
Absolutely. And for people that are looking at the third person, they're wonderful, good-looking Mr. Grant Seckham. Grant, how are you today, my friend?
Yeah, very good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, our pleasure, mate.
Good to see you.
Our pleasure. Just a couple of things first before we go over to Danny, but she's got some interesting news for us. Your surname's Seckham. Is that Italian?
No, I doubt it. No Italian background here.
Okay.
I like pasta though, so you never know.
Okay. Any relation to the Queensland cricketer who did play a couple of games for Australia? He was a wicketkeeper, Wade Seckham?
Yeah, sure. That's where I get all my talent from.
Okay, is that what it is? And did you know, and this is going to really want you to change your surname right now, do you know Pauline Hanson's maiden name is Seckham? Oh,
Correct.
he did know that. Okay, so you're
Correct.
related to Pauline?
Oh, we think so somewhere down the line, but
Oh,
we don't actually know.
Danny, he's claiming it.
Hey, she's not that bad. There's plenty of worse ones out there.
Yeah,
At least she's having a crack.
Absolutely, and apparently she cooks a good fish and chips as well. So, Danny, how was your Christmas?
Mine was pretty good. I must say I wasn't that disappointed to not have races on Boxing Day. I know a lot of people were, but I got to catch up with more extended family, so it was really good. Grant, how was your Boxing Day this year? A little bit different to normal?
Yeah, a little bit different, but I went out and played golf, which was nice. I got an early Christmas present with them calling Drew off, which helped my suspension a little bit. So that was nice. But yeah, it was just
out.
Yeah, so I lost one meeting there, which was handy for me, but it was disappointing to see that they didn't have the races for the Kilgour factor and for everyone else.
Now,
yeah, absolutely.
Now, Grant, you would have been really disappointed you didn't get to ride it, Drawn, because I know you loved that track dearly, mate.
Yeah, it's a nice track. I've had plenty of success there. I've won the last 2 Drawn Cups on Riley's Rocket. So, yeah, it was disappointing, but I was missing it anyway. So, yeah, nothing I could do about it.
How many meetings did you get to?
Yeah, 2. So I missed Yay and Drawn.
Okay. All right, so you're back for this coming weekend at Woolamai and, of course, Merton on New Year's Day.
Absolutely. Back for Saturday, Woolamai, plenty full book there and a full book on Sunday at Merton.
Oh, brilliant, mate.
I was going to say, you've got full books all over the show. You've got one for Russell Green at Merton, and I think the rest are for Troy, and I think Woolamai all day you're on Troy's. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
All right. So that answers
What's the best for the weekend?
The best for the weekend, I like my 2 maiden horses at Woolamai. They both ran second last time there.
Good runs out of those 2, yeah.
Yeah, both beaten very short margins, so I think they'll be hard to beat.
Yeah.
That probably answers a question for me, Grant. I'd noticed you do ride a lot of Kilgour's horses. Does he pretty well go to you first to see if you can ride for him?
Absolutely. We just work out what I'm doing, and it's mostly riding for him. We like to just stick together, and that's same as Sean and Don. And yeah, but if I've got offered something very nice, then he's happy for me to take it, but preferably I just ride his.
Good on you, mate.
A very successful partnership over the seasons you've been riding at the picnics. Dare I ask how many cups you 2 have won up the hills together?
2.
So is that it?
That is it. I've only won a Hinnamunji Cup for him and a Buchan Cup. No, I didn't even win a Buchan Cup for him.
Oh, you ran second in that by B's nip last year?
Yep, yeah, last year he won it, and I ran second on his.
Yeah, that's right.
He's won a Swifts Creek Cup. Reese rode that. I ran second in that, and someone else. And yeah, I think Lee won the Swifts Creek Cup as well the year before on one for him. So yeah, I've only won the 1 cup for him up there.
Okay. I'll take that back. I thought you'd ridden them for him, but no, you picked the bridesmaid again. Bloody hell! Hey,
Cool.
just for a bit of entertaining information for a few people out there, your daughter and my daughter both share the same birthday 1 year apart. How were your kids for Christmas this year?
Surprisingly very good. Santa came about 3 times around, I think, but so they were very spoilt. But no, they were very, very good and very excited with their presents. So yeah, very happy.
Now,
Do they still enjoy coming to the picnics with you?
Only if you ride winners.
Sounds like mine as well.
They're the first ones to let you know if you don't ride a winner for the day.
Absolutely.
now, apparently, Grant, I heard just before that we need to blame, well, we won't say blame, but your lovely wife, Naomi, and Danny obviously got pregnant at the same time, and apparently we need to blame Bucking Races. Is that?
Sorry.
You can ask Danny about that one. I'm not commenting on that.
Bit of lakes entrance accommodation, mate.
Naomi and I have both laughed about it at I think it might have been at Bucking Races a couple of years after we had the kids. So yeah, that was quite funny when she pointed that out to me.
It's a good weekend. That's all I can say.
Oh, well,
Yep.
sounds it. It sounds it. All right, Danny, you've got some interesting news coming out of some possible race dates.
Oh, look, nothing particularly brilliant, but I have spoken to the powers that be about Balnarring. Balnarring track is in really good order. They did host trials there. They have repaired the track and done all their bits and pieces of work to it, and it's come up really, really well. So going forward, Balnarring meeting, I think it's 2 weeks away. I did look earlier, and everybody's really happy. Like the committee and those sorts of people that are involved in it, they're all really happy with the track and the track conditions. So that's a good positive going forward. Unfortunately, as we might remember from last week's show, Healesville has already been abandoned. There were moves to find another host for the meeting, and nobody was able to accommodate, unfortunately. And there was also the option of putting Mansfield on the Saturday rather than the Sunday, but they'd already done all of their PR and promo printings and all the rest of it. So unfortunately, that wasn't able to be swapped to accommodate a possible transfer as well. So just the one meeting in 2 weeks' time, and that's off at Mansfield on a Sunday. So that'll keep us all entertained. But yeah, that's sort of about it for now. They're still putting dates and Sundays forward for the other meetings that we've missed through the season. Ideally, we're allocated 33 meetings, and 33 meetings is what they want to have. Excuse me for a sec. I've just got to yell at my dog. She's just taken off out the front paddock.
No, that's all right. That's good news. If they're still going to get the 33 meetings in, Grant, there might be a couple of double headers, or maybe the season might go a week or two later than it normally would.
Well, hopefully there's double headers, and hopefully it doesn't go longer, because I've already booked my holiday to leave straight after Cranbourne Corinthians. So hopefully it doesn't go longer.
Whereabouts are you going?
Overseas to Fiji.
Oh, lovely, mate.
Beautiful.
Oh, good on you.
The whole family going?
The whole family's going.
Good,
Yep,
good
beautiful.
stuff. Now, Danny, do you think that there is any possible chance that Healesville will hold at least one meeting this season, or can we pretty well rule the line through it?
Look, I can't say for sure or not. I don't know what the damage to the actual grass track is and how bad the grass is going to struggle to recoup after all the rain and the flooding and that they've had. So that's still touch and go. I haven't spoken to any of the committeemen there at this point in time. So I think they're still hoping to get February up and running, but obviously January is not looking good.
Yep.
So
Okay.
fingers crossed for them.
After winning Picnic at the Picnic Racing Awards, winning the Track of the Year, it's a real disappointment for them. And being to Healesville, it's a fantastic day out and fantastic facilities.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a real shame. So they were looking forward to upgrading some of the rooms and that had also been damaged with some of the storms and that from last year as well. They had trees go through the betting pavilion, and I think the public bar area plus the female jockeys room had also been badly damaged. So there was a lot of things that they were looking forward to getting done and completed, but the rain and the weather this year has certainly been no friend to them either. So it's been really tough.
No, no. All right, Grant, we're going to find out a little bit more about you. What I do know is you got your lovely wife, Naomi, and you've been
Yep.
married for 12 years coming up in March. You've got two children, a Violet, who is 8, and Arlo, who is 5. You live in Maui. Now, you probably have heard what Maui stands for.
No, give it to me.
Moccasins on everyone.
100%.
You haven't heard that one before.
Do that. There can't
No.
be shoes, you know.
No,
Do you own a pair of moccasins, Grant?
I do.
Do you wear them outside?
Yes, I do.
Oh, mate, you are a legend. You fit into Maui perfectly well. So we would see you down there at Kmart with your mockies. What colour are they, mate?
Oh, nah, I probably don't wear them down at the supermarket. I have those, so can't say I don't, but I not 100% all the time, but just normal black ones.
Normal black ones. Is it true that the bright blue velvet ones are the wedding shoes?
Haven't seen them.
Haven't seen them? Okay. All right. So, mate, tell us a bit more about yourself. Firstly, how did you get involved in horse racing?
Well, Naomi's dad trains a couple of horses just as a hobby. I was finishing year 11, year 12, and he suggested it. Never ridden a horse before, so I moved, took the option to move down to Cranbourne, where I've become apprentice to Chris Highland. So I was working with him, Pat, Sam, Trent Wales, very good horsemen. They taught me pretty much a lot of what I know now. And didn't get the opportunity to race ride for Chris because I moved over to Doug Harrison. He had more horses at the time, better opportunities. So I went over there and rode at the pros for a little bit for Doug Harrison. A couple of placings, no winners. The weight got a little bit too heavy for me. So decided to hand that in, moved back to Maui, back to the family. Took up my picnics, and the rest is history.
Did you find it hard with your weight, Grant, because you're actually quite tall?
Yeah, that helps. And the claim, like taking 3-4 kilos off every time. If you didn't have a claim, I would have been fine. Like I could probably lose a couple an hour and ride the weights at the pros now. But the claim killed me.
Okay. And what's your riding weight at the moment?
I can ride minimum, which is
Okay.
63. So
Okay.
I'm walking around about 61.5, 62.
Okay. And is that really trying hard, or is that sort of come natural for you? In other words, can you eat what you want, drink what you want?
Yeah, that's very natural.
Okay.
If I try, I could probably sit 57.
Okay. Wow. That's fantastic, mate. What's your most memorable win?
I'd have to say series of wins. It's a bit hard to pick one, but series of wins would be the 3 Corinthians that I won in a row.
Yeah, we're all sick of you.
No wonder you can afford to go to Fiji, mate.
I don't know. It was like 5 years ago. I can't win
It was a
another one.
while ago now, but no, they were solid wins too. Geez, they were good wins.
Yeah, 3 out of the first 4. So I'd have to say them as my most memorable wins.
Who was the other one in that first 4?
Courtney Pace won the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good on her. Tell us a bit more about yourself, Grant. So, what do you do track work at Tarralgon at the moment?
No.
Pakenham
Pakenham, sorry.
No track work at Tarralgon.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
No.
yeah.
So all the trainers from that area come down to Pakenham.
No.
Sail on Maui.
Okay.
Yeah. How long
Yeah,
have
so
you
I
been
don't-
at Pakenham now, Grant?
Since June, 6 months.
Yep. How's that been a big change from riding at Maui?
Very good change though. Like minus the drive of the morning, but you get used to it. Good facilities, different tracks to work on, lots more people to talk to every morning. So no, it's very good.
Yep. Who are you riding work for there now?
I'm with Reese Goodwin now.
Hey, that'd be all right. All you brats back together.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, old fellow picnic rider. So we're good mates, and he wanted me on, so I've taken a punt and I'm gone with him, and we've had some success already.
You certainly have. The stable's been going well. So, what time do your mornings start these days now?
We try and start about 4:30, 4:45. But if we need to start at 4, for trials or race to get away for races or whatever we do. So it means I've got to leave Moe about 3:15, 3:30, but that's not too bad.
Yep.
When you see a horse win at the Pros Grant that you've done a lot of track work on, do you sort of inside go, yep, you can thank me for all the hard work? You know, the jockey rode it that day, but a lot of the hard work you've done.
Oh, 100%. Like, you're waking up early every day. You're putting everything that you've learned over the years into certain horses because they've got their own different quirks. So to see them actually go to the races and perform and win, you got to say you've done a good job to yourself because, it comes down to the rider riding it every day, to be honest.
Exactly. You know, people after a big race, and we'll say the Melbourne Cup, for example, everyone gets excited about the trainer and the jockey and the owners, but you need to look deeper into it and have a look at all the hard work that's gone in, from the track riders to the strappers, especially at the bigger stable. So, it's good that people like you, you should get a pat on the back for what you do.
100%.
How long were you previously at Gallagher's? Because I know you were there for quite a while.
Yeah, I was with Pete and Manny for 11 years. Had a lot of success with them, but it was time to move on.
You rode some pretty handy horses there too. Who was your favourite out of them?
So I've ridden some good horses in my time, which I've been lucky enough. The favourite horse would have to be Lavendi.
Yep.
He was my project. It took me to Sydney, won a Tulloch and a Derby within 7 days, but then he got injured. So but he'd be my favourite horse.
So how come he was such a pet project for you?
No, I just like colts. I'm not a big fan of fillies. I can't stand them. But he came in as a 2-year-old colt, and he just had this aura about him. He was a dead set Group 1 horse from day one. He knew what he was there to do. He was a bit cheeky. I got along with him. So clearly my favourite horse.
Yep, fair call.
Have you ever thought about becoming a jumps jockey, Grant?
I actually have. My missus would kill me. But I have thought about giving it a crack before I retire, whether that happens or not.
You'll never hear the end of it from Violet if you don't win one, if you have a go either.
And I'll probably never hear the end of it of Troy if I leave the picnics and he's still training horses. So
Fair call.
You could do both, couldn't you?
No, they don't allow it.
They don't allow it. So once you become a pro, you're not allowed to go back to the picnics. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
That's what it's all about. So who else are you riding for at Pakenham? Is it just Reese, or are you doing a bit of freelance as well?
Mainly Reese, and I try and do 1 or 2 for Gemma Riley of a morning because they're in the same barn. And I was helping her out before I moved to Reese. So, we try and help her out where we can. But at the moment, me and Reese are pretty flat out. So I haven't been able to do one for her. But, still do jump outs and help her out where I can.
I've ridden a couple of hers that are at Pete Dalziel's actually. So, she gets some nice horses.
At Pete, so,
Yeah. So, all right. I've got a couple of questions for you. We'll make it quick and snappy because otherwise Paul will tell me off. So here we go. Favourite band? Pizza, pub or fine dining?
Pizza.
Beer, wine or spirits?
Spirits.
What sort? Which ones?
Vodka.
We've already had a bit of an insight into your favourite horse or your best horse. What's probably been your favourite horse around the picnics over the years?
B. Meridan.
He was a good little horse for you. He was great.
Yep. And I'll just say Lavendi would be my favourite horse, but probably not the best horse I've ridden.
So who's the best one you reckon you've ridden?
Probably Malaguira.
Yeah, fair call. Camping or hotels? AFL or soccer?
AFL.
Have you done the kids' dancing shows or anything like that yet? School dances?
Participated or just gone?
Well, we'll go with the just gone. I'm not sure about the participation roles.
No, just gone. Violet just did a end of year ballet concerts, which went for 4 hours. So
that's impressive. That deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, well done, mate.
I know Mel came to Zoe's first dance concert and proceeded to then tell me how dare I made him sit through the whole lot of them. Laugh at it, but yeah, I give you full credit, Grant. That's very well done.
Who is your
Thank you.
AFL team, Grant?
St Kilda.
Oh, he's a Sainer.
There
Okay.
you go.
We don't mind the Sainers.
You can't pick
No,
on
they
him.
go right.
Pick on him for that.
No, not at all. Feel sorry for him.
Thanks. I feel sorry for myself.
Do your kids follow the Saints as well, or have they bailed? And what does Naomi follow?
We all follow St Kilda. We all got memberships for Christmas.
Oh.
So
Well done. Look at that dedication.
yeah, trying to
Excellent.
suck the kids in as quick as I can.
Mate,
Oh,
you're not, you're past sucking them in, mate. You're destroying them.
That's it. I got destroyed. I got roped in 32 years ago. I'm
Well-
still kicking.
Mate, look what Richmond did to me.
Yeah, but look at all the success in the previous years.
Yeah, I know. Been very, very lucky, mate.
hey, so you guys have also got a caravan too, if I remember rightly. Have there been many
Yep.
good camping going away trips since you've got that?
Yeah, we took that in block just for the night when we first got it, just to give it a spin. That was good. And then we went up to Lakes Entrance grand final weekend. We went up there and that was nice. Naomi and the kids are actually taking it away to Hillsville next weekend.
Yep.
Because we're obviously riding at Hillsville and Mansfield, and they'll stay up there for the week after Mansfield. And I'll just keep working.
Does
Yep.
Naomi work?
Yep. She got her own business, full-time photographer, doing families and newborns.
Oh,
Many years ago, she was a very good photographer at the picnic races as well, and heaps of us riders used to get a heap of photos and stuff from her. She did a great job, and yeah, she went in and started up her own business and does an amazing job. Some of the photos and that I've seen her post on Insta and Facebook have been absolutely fantastic. She does an awesome job.
Yeah, so they've just finished their Christmas photos and stuff, so they're all having January off, a bit of a break before they start again next year.
Beautiful. And you're also a bit of a handyman, Grant. You guys have done up your last place that you had and sold
Yep.
that. And
Yep.
then was your caravan a do-up job as well?
The last caravan we sold that when COVID hit because you obviously couldn't go away anywhere. But the caravan that we just bought doesn't need anything doing that. We bought a newer model.
Beautiful. Good on you. Well done.
and you just do the track work, Grant? Do you do anything else during the day?
Nah, just track work. Try and get out for a hit of golf when I can. Not as much as Sean gets out. He gets out every day, I reckon. But once a week does me fine. I just come home, rest up, try and keep the house a bit tidy, and pick the kids up from school. And then, yeah, Violet's got ballet 4 nights a week, basketball 2 nights a week. Arlo's got basketball 2 nights a week, so very busy.
Danny, I think we need to make a rule, Danny, that we start making this show Sean free. Because every single week, without doubt, something happens and we have to bring Sean up. And a few people have said to me that watch the show that don't know many of the picnic people have said, who's this Sean guy? Why don't you get him on the show? I said, because Sean's done 468 interviews and we're giving other people the opportunity.
Correct. He doesn't need any more airtime.
No, absolutely, mate. He's getting a big enough head as is.
That's it.
The poor bloke thinks we all hate him at the rate we're going. We keep potting him.
We'll have to change the name of the show to We Dislike Sean Cooper.
Now, come on.
All right, no, we love him. We love Sean.
So, how many of you other fellas play golf, Grant? And do you all get to have a hit out together, or they?
No, I haven't actually
might make it a bit tricky.
played with any of them, to be honest. Sean keeps wanting to try and get me out. But yeah, Jack's not into golf. I don't think Lee's into golf either. I played with a couple of people from down Pakenham, but yeah, mainly just me cousin and me mates from down here.
Yep, fair enough.
And where do you like to play golf?
Mully and your lawn are nice courses down here, but I played Garfield the other day and it was very nice.
Okay.
You'll have to go for a hit round draw, and you've got a pretty good strike rate round there. It might continue onto the golf field.
Yeah, I played there once, many years ago, and haven't been back.
Was it as tricky as the racetrack?
Yeah, it's as hilly as the racetrack. When you're walking, it's not great.
I couldn't imagine it would be. You'd
But you-
need a couple of beverages, I feel, on the way around.
100%.
There's a question we do like to ask every week, and I think I know what your answer's going to be. Which jockey do you like to beat?
So this is where I'm going to stump you because you think you know the answer, but you don't know the answer.
Oh, okay. He was waiting for this question, I think, Danny.
Yes, I was waiting for this question. I reckon Danny knows the answer.
I'll let you have free ball here, mate.
No worries. So you may not know, Paul, but me and Danny have a bit of a hate-love relationship.
I have heard this little rumour. I didn't want to bring it up. I thought you might start arguing on during the show, so I've let that one go. So is it a bit of a rivalry thing?
Completely white line fever.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, complete white line fever. That is all. As soon as we're off the track, we're very good. But yeah, I actually hate getting beat by Danny.
Why is that?
I think,
Just because of the
It's-
love-hate
it-
relationship, I think, isn't it?
yeah, and mainly Danny's always there in the hunt, runner-up or third on the premiership or whatever. The leader's generally often gone. But yeah, it's generally those one or two, if I'm sitting second behind me in third or fourth, that are a couple of wins behind me. I hate getting beat by them.
Okay.
And it's mainly Danny.
I've been, for as many years as Grant has gone runner-up leading rider, which I can't imagine how nuts it's driven him, I've been somewhere in that third or fourth, but probably nearly just as many. So, yeah. Yep, I understand why, because, yeah, we're exactly the same. None of us like being beaten, especially by that crew of us that are all sort of locked together for so much of the thing.
This is now the perfect lead-in for. I've got a present for you, Grant, and apologies, I didn't get to see you before Christmas, mate. I've got something really special here for you, because you.
Nothing to do with this. This is not my doing.
Not a
It's a-
premiership, is it?
No, unfortunately, it's
If that was the case.
because the last two jockey premierships in the Picnics, you become runners-up. You start
Last
to be
three, actually.
Last three, sorry.
Yeah.
You get called the bridesmaid, don't you? When you keep getting runners up. So
Yeah,
I've got something special here for you, Grant. I've got a bridesmaid's dress for you.
Beautiful.
Now is tangerine your colour?
I'm sure I could make it work.
Yeah. Would you wear that?
If knows is a really good photographer, she could make it work on you.
Oh, I think you might have to do that.
Correct.
Would you wear that walking into maybe Woolamai or something, or Balnarring?
Yeah, where do you want me to wear it? If I run second in the premiership, I'll wear it to the awards.
Oh, that's magnificent. You really will do that? I reckon that'll fit you too, Grant. I reckon it's about a size 10 or something. I don't know.
We'll give it a crack.
You got to wear heels as well. Naomi can lend you some. And also, Chris has come to visit us again. He's had a bit of a Christmas makeover, as you can see. Oh, cover yourself up, Chris. Now, we're still trying to find him a date. Now, I know that you're happily married, but what about if you could go on a date with you and Naomi?
Sure, I probably won't get an invite if he's going, but
Well,
We'll give it a crack.
I'm trying to keep you involved here, mate. Where's a nice romantic place you can take him to in Moe?
probably not Moe. We'll venture out to Traralgon. Probably there's a nice couple of bars in Traralgon.
A bar. I mean, I think it's a bit better than a bar, mate. There's got to be some nice. Okay.
Yeah, no, nice
Dressed like that,
restaurant.
I'm not sure if he's dressed like that, I'm not sure how you'd go getting him into
Yeah,
some
we'll
of the
have
other
to.
places.
Yeah, we'll have to tell him to put his gear. Oh, look at that! Jeez, he's
Oh,
getting.
look out.
Yeah, look out! Merry Christmas. So, thank you very much, Grant, for being a good
That's
sport,
what-
mate.
That's what Danny struts around the jockeys room with
Well,
every Saturday.
we might have to give that to. Might have to give it to Danny to wear. I've
I've
heard.
more coverage than that these days. I'm a mum. I cover up a lot better than what I used to.
Just on that, and I mentioned this to Danny the other day. I think it was either last year or the year before. I was when I was working for a community radio station. I was there doing interviews, and I walked past the female jockeys room, and the door was wide open, and there was a lady jockey with not much on at all, standing near the doorway. And I was a little bit shocked, but apparently that happens quite often.
Look, we try
Yeah,
and make sure the doors and stuff are closed, but yeah, it's sort of people are in and out getting colours and that sort of thing. So sometimes it's not always noted, but we generally try and cover up. Well, tactfully anyway.
Yes. So I pretended I didn't see and I kept walking. Grant, are you one of those ones that maybe walks around in the men's jockey room with not much on?
Yeah, we all do. um, our jockey's room is very much a footy club.
Oh, I love it.
It is.
There's no care in the world in there, to be honest.
That's it, mate.
No.
No shame.
And look, we sort of try to make sure the whole world doesn't sort of get to see us, but like Grant said, it is the footy club sort of. You're all in there.
That's it.
Nothing any of us haven't seen. I mean, I've had a kid. You leave your dignity at the door in some regards. When you've had a baby, it's all there for everyone to see. But I don't necessarily like flashing it to the world these days.
One last question for both of you, and I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's just come to my head. Has it ever happened with any jockeys that you know of, and especially if you've got a full book for the day, somebody's put the wrong silks on to go out and race it and realised, oh no, and quickly gone back and changed?
Yep, I did it at Ballarat 4 weeks ago.
Oh, and when did you?
I didn't change them though.
Oh, really?
No. Troy had Brugolino running, which
That's
carries
right.
Gary
in
Douch.
Troy's colours.
Carries Gary Douch's colours, and I just wore Kilgour colours.
So Ben Spall, who would have been sitting there memorising the colours, would have gone, "What have you done to me? What is this?"
Yeah, you asked Troy. Benny called it about 10 times over loudspeaker during the race that I was wearing the wrong colours. And Troy goes, Ben. Troy was thinking, Benny, shut up. I'm going to get a fine from the stewards here.
I think Ben was probably trying to remind himself. So,
yeah.
All right. That's funny. I thought it must have happened at least once. It's probably very easy to happen as well. What do you do? Do you line them up do you have like a little locker in there and you line them up per race?
No, hell no.
Yeah.
We've got park benches.
Yeah, I generally try and hang mine up on the coat hanger with my vest, but I'm generally riding all the Troy, so I generally don't change colours that often.
Okay. What about you, Danny? If you've got a few, how do you put them in order?
I normally try and sort of stack them on one side of me as I'm going through with whatever gear I've got to change. Same with my saddles. I sort of try and make sure if I've got pretty variable weights that I've put my separate gear aside, which means I take a hell of a lot of gear with me. And I'm tipping Grant would probably be the same if he's got sort of 63s through to 68, 70s sort of for the day. You've got different sets of different weights that are also different sizes. So you try and establish what you've got and pack it aside ready. And sometimes what I'll do with that is I'll put my silks for that horse and that weight on that saddle so as I can weigh out. And all I have to do is pull my silks off and change. But sometimes I've even got to go as far as to change boots as well. So I'll put the boots and the silks with that saddle so I know which one it's for. And
how do you get the silks at the start of the race? Do the connections of the horse bring them up to the jockey's room? Is that how it generally works?
They bring them to the scales area and they either hand them to us or hand them to the clerks of the scales, which at the pros is what they do, but there's normally a lot more distance to cover. But most of us all know our trainers pretty well, so we not often catch up with them on the day as they're handing them over.
Yep. No worries. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, Grant. It took us a while to get you on. And thank you. You've been a really good sport, mate. I always thought you were a grumpy, very standoffish sort of guy. You don't say much at the track, but that must be your professionalism or white line fever coming through. So fantastic to get to know you on a more personal note, mate.
Everyone thinks I'm grumpy. I don't know why, but in the rooms, I'm happy. But yeah, I don't venture out of the jockey's room much. I like to just go there, stay in the rooms, talk to the boys, and just do what I'm there to do. I actually get very tired race day. That's probably why I don't venture out much. I struggle with the heat a little bit, so yeah, I just like to go in there and chill out.
Good on you.
I think a lot of people also fail to realise what race riding actually takes out of us too. And although a lot of us, and I know Grant would be the same, he'd probably ride quite a fair bit of track work, but it's a lot different come race day. And it also riding in the heat like we do, we don't have air cons and that sort of thing as well. So we've got to deal with the heat.
All right, we're running out of time. Sorry, Danny. We've got to get cut off.
No worries.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting the show.
Good
luck, everyone.
Thanks to Picnic Bet too.
Oh, thank you so much to Picnic Bet. Remember, gamble responsibly. Thank you so much. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.